So what if the only way to become the person you want to be is to attend your own funeral?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not literally, of course,
Yeah.
psychologically. Because when we want to change our lives, we usually think of it like a software update.
Yeah.
Just patch out a few bad habits, fix the glitches, and reboot so we can maneuver slightly different.
Right, yeah, like patching a legacy system. But sometimes it's just too corrupted.
Exactly. You can't just patch it. You have to totally uninstall it.
Yeah, which means a permanent, definitive break from the old you. And that's really what we're getting into on today's deep dive.
Right.
We're unpacking the lyrical transcript of Paul Wall's R.I.P. Old Me. It's all about this idea of radical personal reinvention and how survival is actually about killing your old habits.
Yeah, and the text sets those stakes immediately. It has this really heavy rhythmic repetition where he says he should have died 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, I could have died 1,000 times.
Right, that exact phrase. It really grounds you in just the sheer statistical improbability that he's even alive to have this conversation.
For sure. And I mean, he credits that survival to, well, a mother's late night prayers and, God's grace.
Yeah.
It frames his existence not just as luck, but as this massive debt to the universe. Like, the trauma of flirting with death is the whole catalyst for change here.
See, I actually read that a bit differently, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because right after talking about dodging death just for a breath, the text jumps straight into getting that cheddar and staying on the grind.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
So it makes me wonder, is this really a profound spiritual awakening? Or is survival just acting as fuel for raw ambition and, capitalist greed? Is he reinventing himself for God or for his bank account?
That is a totally fair pushback. I mean, the text absolutely blurs the line between spiritual grace and pure financial ambition. But psychologically speaking, those aren't really mutually exclusive.
Wait, how so?
Well, it's a classic presentation of post-traumatic growth, or PTG. When someone survives a severe crisis, it doesn't just put them back at baseline, it radically rewires their whole risk assessment.
Oh, wow. So the trauma literally clears their vision.
Exactly. They become hypervigilant, sure, but also incredibly ambitious. Because the grind becomes the way they validate the fact that they survived it all. They have to keep climbing, no matter how tall a mountain.
That makes a lot of sense. But I mean, dodging death is really only half the battle, right?
Right.
The real question is, once you survive the night, how do you walk through the world the next morning? How does this newly evolved persona execute life on a random Tuesday?
Yeah, it requires a completely new set of operational rules, and the text gives us vivid imagery for that. He literally tells his detractors to put the shovel up.
Which is such a great line.
It really is. He's declaring that the grave they dug is empty because he leveled up. But the practical reality of operating on that new level actually seems pretty isolating.
Oh, absolutely. The lyrics specifically warn that Franks can turn into foes.
Meaning Benjamin Franklin's. Doe.
Exactly. The text recognizes that as soon as capital enters the dynamic, your legacy relationships from that old life turn into your biggest vulnerabilities.
Which forces a massive shift in how he operates daily. To protect this new version of himself, he adopts a really deliberate strategy to move slow and move selective. The reckless wild boy persona is just dead.
Wait, why move slow specifically? I mean, we live in a culture that is totally obsessed with hustling fast.
Right, it sounds totally backwards.
Yeah. Intentionally slowing down seems counterintuitive when you are trying to grind.
Well, moving slow disrupts those impulsive reactions of the old self. When you slow down your processing speed, you give yourself the margin to actually analyze intentions.
Oh, especially when money is involved.
Exactly. You analyze before you act. By moving selectively, he is actively refusing to let his old environment trigger his old habits. He finally understood the message of his second chance.
And I think the brilliance of this text is that you, as the listener, don't need a literal near-death experience to use this mindset.
No, not at all.
True growth just requires actively putting your past, holding you back habits to rest, so you can finally live with actual intention.
Right. Growth isn't additive until it's subtractive. You have to remove the old before the new can take root.
You really have to be willing to metaphorically bury the parts of yourself that aren't serving you anymore, like permanently uninstalling that legacy software.
100%.
So I want you to think about your own operating system right now. If you were to host a funeral for the old you today, what specific mindset would you be burying? And what new message would you finally be ready to understand?